Welcome to Motivation at Hand. To know is to know how. Make your foot the foot that counts. In chains of old and new design, self-determination's light still shines. From eastern shores to Uhuru stand, justice sought on the United States land. In the 21st century, the U.S. government continues to redefine self-determination, particularly impacting Black Americans. This redefinition is starkly evident in the recent violent raid and indictment on the Uhuru movement. A series of events that perpetuates the long-standing notion that Black Americans, Africans, must always be subject to the influence of white power structures. False narratives continue to persist and shape modern American civil liberties battles. This is powerfully exemplified by Donald Trump and the MAGA movement's takeover of the Republican Party since 2016. The agenda of this renewed political force is clearly outlined in their strategic plan known as Project 2025. The issue of Black Americans' call for reparations remains deeply contentious in contemporary society. Governmental attacks tend to intensify whenever Black-led coalitions emerge within the United States of America. This pattern sustains America's long-standing cycle of violence and oppression against Black communities. Throughout history, there have been significant push for self-determination, each leaving indelible marks. The Haitian Revolution stands out as the first successful slave rebellion in history. Its consequences continue to reverberate through the centuries, serving as both an inspiration and concrete methodologies of vengeance by Western powers. In the mid-19th century, Dr. Samuel Adolphus Cartwright, 1793 to 1863. He infamously coined terms like drapetomania, which he described as the disease causing Negroes to run away from slaveholders. With the advantages of proper medical advice, strictly followed, this troublesome practice that many Negroes have of running away, can be almost entirely prevented. In a powerful counterpoint to such racist ideologies, Frederick Douglass delivered his famous speech on July 5, 1852, known as What to the Slave is the 4th of July? Douglass criticized America's hypocrisy and the institution of slavery. What, to the American slave, is your 4th of July? I answer, a day that reveals to him, more than all other days in the year, the gross injustice and cruelty to which he is the constant victim. Your shout of liberty and equality, hollow mockery, your prayers and hymns, your sermons and thanksgivings, with all your religious parade and solemnity, are to him, mere bombast, fraud, deception, impiety, and hypocrisy, a thin veil to cover up crimes which would disgrace a nation of savages. The challenges for Black self-determination continued into the 20th century. On June 12, 1956, Paul Robeson testified before the House Committee on Un-American Activities. During the Senator Joseph McCarthy era, late 1940s into the 1950s. This period, also known as McCarthyism, the Red Scare, saw Senator Joseph McCarthy leading its investigations into supposed communist infiltration of the U.S. government. Theories have emerged suggesting that Paul Robeson may have been unknowingly dosed with LSD while on a government watch list. His passport was taken, making it impossible for Robeson to earn a living or to travel abroad. This allegation, if true, would represent a severe violation of personal liberty and a targeted attack on a prominent Black voice. The 1960s saw a series of assassinations that further illustrated the violent opposition to Black self-determination. The assassinations of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., and Fred Hampton dealt significant blows to the civil rights and Black power movements, removing key leaders and voices of resistance. The FBI's COINTELPRO program systematically worked to undermine Black power movements, going so far as to successfully suppress slogans like "Black is beautiful," In recent events, building community based upon Black self-determination continues to face historic challenges. The African People's Socialist Party, APSP, Chairman Omali Yeshitela and two Solidarity Front members currently face federal indictment. They risk 15-year sentences for what they assert is constitutionally protected speech advocating for freedom, reparations and justice for African people. Their trial is set for September 3, 2024, in Tampa, Florida. The case of the Uhuru 3 is widely seen as a test of free speech protections. In the United States, this action not only affects Chairman Yeshitela, but also Jesse Neville and Penny Hess, who are leaders of the party's Solidarity Committee. On July 17, 2023, Case 822 CR 00259 Watt FJ, AEP, motion to dismiss indictment for defendant, Penny Hess was filed. As one of their attorneys starkly warned, if the government convicts Chairman Omali Yeshitela in this case, they will be able to go after any speech by any person at any time. This case has far-reaching implications for civil liberties in America. These charges followed a series of FBI raids on July 29, 2022, targeting 7 Uhuru movement homes and offices. Throughout this ordeal, the Uhuru 3 maintained their innocence. This case highlights the ongoing fight for true equality and justice in the American legal system, particularly for Black Americans and those who advocate for their rights. Robeson's voice, Hampton's dream. Crushed by powers that demean. Yet still we rise, our truth to tell. While raids in courts, our stories dwell. Much appreciation to you for giving of your time with us at Motivation at Hand. To know is to know how. We trust you will come back soon.